Hi everyone, this is Margaret Hirsch at Home of Hirsches, and thank you for joining us, our Kitchen Capers today. And we've got two real special guests for you today. My precious only son Richard and his wonderful wife Simone, who are joining us from their home in Umhlanga, and with their magnificent Miele kitchen there, you'll be able to see all their lovely stuff. And they're going to be cooking up a storm. So welcome Richard and Simone, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you on the show. Just say hi to everybody.
How's it, everybody?
Hi,
welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Today we're going to run through some of our favorite meals that we like to cook together, especially if we have friends and family over. So we're doing 4 different dishes today. 2 have seafood in it, which is always quite a tricky thing to cook, I find. So we're doing our prawns to be wild dish. We're doing a calamari dish. We're doing a quick, easy salad to make. And Simone's making. I'm doing a mango citrus granita, which is a beautiful cold dessert and lovely and refreshing for these lovely hot, balmy summer evenings. This time of year. So we're going to start with the pasta, and you can buy pasta obviously, but we like to make our own pasta, and it's quite tricky to make it by yourself. But the Philips do an amazing pasta machine, and it's really easy to use. You put 2 cups of flour into the machine, you literally just toss it straight in there, pop the lid on, and then push it on and press the play button, and it starts to do everything for you. You don't have to think about anything, it does everything for you all by itself. And we'll start working soon. I think it'll start working soon. Oh, there's nothing like the lid right there. Hold a second. There we go. I'm going to ask Lindsay how we get that on there. While Lindsay is doing that, one of the things I love about this dish is that it's all cooked in one pan. And if you're entertaining people, you're not entertaining a lot of people at the moment. That's what's quite nice to do seafood. You don't spend your whole time in the kitchen cleaning up the dishes afterwards. This whole dish is cooked in one big pot. It's working. We made some pasta earlier, so we're going to chuck it into the pot. And we got this recipe when Simone and I were doing our cookbook. His Hirsch's, which we love. We can tell a story about the cover of this cookbook. This is now also going on 8 years that when we put this cookbook together, we actually just found out we were pregnant with our first son, Samuel. So this is literally quite a nice occasion to bring the book out, and we sort of try to use as much as we can when entertaining. But yeah, it's very special to us. So it's actually quite fun to experiment, I suppose, with us having lockdown the last year or so. We've obviously spent much more time in our kitchens, which has actually been fun. We've got the kids involved. So it's been nice ways to sort of, dust off the old chef coat and get back in the kitchen. Okay. So we made some pasta earlier. Our pasta machine's having its own challenges there. But luckily we made some earlier. You can make it, and you can keep it, or it's easier to store afterwards, but normally it takes quite quickly to cook. And then we're going to add in here some prawns and some peas. So it has a lovely color and a lovely flavor. And it looks like really took you a long time to make and quite exotic. Meantime, it's actually really, really easy. I've chosen penne, and on the pasta machine, you've got lots of different attachments on it. But I think especially having people for dinner at the moment, penne is quite a nice pasta to eat. Spaghetti is quite long and quite embarrassing if you're eating it in front of people. And other ones are just long, but penne is great. The flavor gets around all the pasta at the same time, so it just makes it taste absolutely delicious. Then we're going to move on while the pasta is boiling away here to our calamari dish. And our calamari is also something that people very rarely cook because it's quite tricky to cook. But I thought such a nice excuse. We're not having big dinner parties with 10 people today, but you're probably just having your friends and family over. And what a great time just to make something that you wouldn't normally make, like some calamari. I'm going to start with this squid, which is just so good for you and so healthy and so low in fat and a lovely hotter. It makes it a little bit hotter. I'm going to fry this up in here. I'm just get a goodie out of my drawer. This one, some oil. Just going to chuck in some oil. Garlic. Frying pan, let it start sizzling up there. Okay. Garlic. Just like garlic. There we go. And really, if you're cooking anything, if you put garlic and olive oil in it, it really tastes like so much better. Put it in there.
And And that's on the amazing Miele, which is fabulous and has a downdraft extractor as well, which we're not using today because we're photographing. But if you want to switch it on, you can. And the extractor will come up and it will actually take all the steam and all the smell out of the kitchen. So wonderful to have if you're cooking calamari prawns in the kitchen.
Oh, well, this is bubbling away right now. We're putting in the tubes and the heads and tentacles and everything up here. And while it's bubbling away here, we didn't have space for it to put an overhead extractor fan over our kitchen. So we put a downdraft extractor fan in, which is really cool. It comes up like a James Bond extractor. And while this calamari is cooking, you don't want it to get too rubbery. So it gets rubbery when it's got too much water and moisture in there. So it's quite nice to drain it out every now and again. I'm just going to drain out some of the liquid now, and I'll bring it back so it's a bit drier and it starts cooking nicely.
There's your pasta cooking away furiously. Pasta always goes down well. You can just cook up a whole lot of pasta and serve anything with it. It will always go down well. So that's so nice.
And especially if you've got a vegan in the house visiting, like you are, you can keep that separately and add the prawns separately for everybody else. And the calamari is like almost cooked already. It's looking absolutely beautiful. So we're going to add in some paprika.
I feel quite privileged to be here. Richard normally enjoys cooking on his own, and I'm allowed to come and do the dessert. But I'm assisting him here as a sous chef.
And with salt and pepper. We'll turn it down a little bit. How's the steam? Is it too much in the way?
No, that's in the way.
And paprika is such a lovely spice. And I got a question for everybody watching today. What is a paprika? Where does it come from? You can answer on Zoom and the questions on the information box if you know what a paprika is. I think it's quite easy. Everyone knows what garlic is and what ginger is. And what is a paprika? There's some salt and pepper going in here. And this is a dish, I'll tell you the answer soon, paprika. This is a dish, Simone I used to have at one of our favorite little restaurants. It's called So Sushi, which closed down. They used to make this dish. We asked the guy, how did they make it? And he gave us the recipe for it. And it was just such a lovely, easy dish to make, especially for yourself. And we sort of turn it down all the way and add in some cream. And then this one is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just turn the heat down a bit.
Yeah, wait for it to cool down a little bit more. And we just let it simmer and sort of take all the beautiful flavor from the cream. Yeah, let's put that in and a little bit more. Add more. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, this is beautiful color that it's turning now. So it's like this beautiful paprika-y.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It smells amazing. And I promise you'll taste even better. The paprika is like a red pepper. It's a special type of pepper which is really sweet. It's really from like Spain, but it's really popular in a lot of European countries. And it's just such a lovely, it has a not very spicy bite like you would have from a chili, but it gives us a beautiful, quite an exotic flavor. And something like this without paprika would just be very, very bland. It gives it a real lot of flavor. Our pasta is coming along beautifully here. What we've done to serve let's get another little pan out. There. And what we've done to serve this with all these beautiful sauces here with the cream of paprika, thought it'd be best to serve it. You can serve it on rice or on noodles or something like that. But we love it on like a ciabatta bread because the bread can soak up all those beautiful juices from the yeah, I think they can come off. And drain that out. And the bread soaks up all the beautiful juices. And you can cook it in the oven. We're going to try it in the frying pan. Some ciabatta, more garlic, more butter. You drain this guy out. Sure. And we're going to quickly chuck that in now. We get 2 pieces of ciabatta. And we just cut a little bit of butter and garlic on it here. And when you serve this, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. It's an amazing starter. It's an amazing main if you want it. And just lovely for everybody in the family. When I cook, I actually can't live without tongs. These are Jamie Oliver tongs. They don't scratch your frying pan. And I just, honestly, I can't live without them. Yeah, this is the bowl. I need the big bowl. That's the prawns in here and the peas. So the same pot we cooked the pasta, which still has a bit of that water and a bit of those juices inside. We now are going to just put that back on. And people say, like, they're often you need a pot. Like, one of these nice about this induction pot, doesn't matter how big your pot is, the stove sort of like makes it fit. So you've got a small pan on here or a big pan on here, everything just cooks absolutely perfectly. So in here, we're going to chuck in a little more olive oil. We've got some made.
Toss it on here, right?
Yeah, it's going to go in there. Great. Okay. You want the pasta nice and al dente. You don't want it like boiled to death. And while that's cooking away, those guys are moving over. We're going to chuck in the prawns. And you chuck in those prawns, and they don't take long at all. And there's a bit of flappy parsley in here as well. I'm going to chuck in some onion. And it's going to nicely simmer away with the prawns and some salt and pepper. And finally, you're going to chuck in some peas. And you can use them straight from frozen into this, and they defrost very, very quickly. And it's a great little source of brightness. The peas are.
Peas now?
The peas now. And the prawns are coming along absolutely beautifully now. They're cooking up the storm. After butter bread is cooking nicely. And this little guy is just soaking more and more into its beautiful cream and calamari going on here on the side.
Peas coming out. Rounding this up a bit.
We're putting that down and wait for the peas to come. If you just look at this beautiful ciabatta, you can imagine that all soaking up inside is going to be divine. And I think we'll throw this back in here.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm putting the peas in. Thanks so much. Here we go. That's across in no time. You can see this here. We've got a bit of colour here before we add the cream. It's actually a beautiful recipe. You can, I mean, if you obviously dairy intolerant, you can sort of substitute with coconut milk, coconut cream. It also gives a beautiful flavor, and then you can always add, for chili lovers like me, I love to add chili whilst cooking and then even after as well, fresh chili on the side.
And that's cooking up a store. With this recipe, it's one I did our recipe book. We thought we asked a couple of our friends for their favorite recipes. And this one came from our friends Emery and Ivan in Australia. And they just said, Australians know how to clean your dishes after you finish cooking. And it's so delicious. And it's so cooked. And that is done, hey? That one is 100% done. We'll serve it up now. Move this out the way. And
well, that was really quick and really easy. It looks amazing, I must say. And there's beautiful Jamie Oliver can.
It's absolutely amazing.
It's actually beautiful, warm, and actually cool. It's a lovely cold pasta dish as well.
And love, like, so nice for summer. So the scream summer, and like super easy to make. Pop that over there. Let's plate these guys up now as well. And while I'm plating this up, I'm going to quickly show you how to make the most easy little Capri salad. And the Capri salad is, I think, just such a lovely thing to eat. And it always feels quite exotic. And it must come from the Isle of Capri. And it's quite a basic way to do it with normal tomatoes. But there's such cool tomatoes in the shops at the moment. Why not do a stack of different colored tomatoes? And it really starts to look just fresh and different, and not like everybody else's food. And when you're cutting tomatoes, you always want to use a serrated knife, use a nice sharp knife, everything else in the kitchen. But when you're cutting tomatoes, a nice serrated knife, tomatoes will blunt your sharp knife, so you want to use it, and you slice it up. How nice does that look?
Just to show you, sorry to interrupt you here, but look how beautiful that is. I mean, this can be served as a starter, as a main. It really is magnificent.
Divine. I can't wait to eat that. And the yellow tomatoes, which you'll see, they're all the same price as the red tomatoes now in the shops. Great color and great flavor. And here's the one that I made a little bit earlier to show you guys. And you're going to slice up your mozzarella cheese with it. So you slice the mozzarella and just layer it, one piece of mozzarella, one piece of tomato, like a little sandwich. And you can go pretty high on this. That looks amazing. Top it with a bit of basil. There's nothing says summer in Italy and beautiful food like that. And if you want, you can throw a little balsamic vinegar on the top of it, which I really, really like. If you can just see that, that looks beautiful.
And a beautiful trick with if you make your own made basil pesto, which is so easy. You don't even have to have pine nuts. You can do it with any form of nuts, olive oil, beautiful fresh basil, which we grow in our garden. But even just to keep it in a sealed jar in your fridge, you can just always use it for many dishes. But it's beautiful to drizzle some homemade fresh pesto on.
Lovely. And now
Okay.
Simone is going to make
Right.
our creme resistance.
So I'm doing the mango citrus granita, as mentioned. Now this is a beautiful, I want to say, essentially it would be a cheat recipe to make a sorbet. So ultimately you just need fresh mangoes, which are great because they're in season right now. And you're going to chop them up, you're going to warm up some, and make a syrup. So with the water and the, warm water and granulated sugar. I'm pretty sure you could do.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you. Just need the pan.
Good.
You could definitely substitute sugar if you wanted to with agave syrup. Yeah, there's actually many alternatives. There's coconut sugar. Okay, so I'm going to warm the water up. So what you can do is just make a nice little. There we go.
There we go.
All right, so I'm just going to make sugar syrup, which
Let's look at
is.
these guys.
And you can actually substitute the mango. You can even do, I mean, pineapple would work beautifully in this recipe. You could actually add pineapple to it if you like. And here we go. So you're going to chop your mango up. Also, I've been very fortunate. It's been all prepared for me. It's beautiful. And obviously just try and find like 2 biggish ripe mangoes, nothing that's too stringy. And then ultimately, you just need to get this little syrup going, and then we're going to let that cool. And I'm then going to add the mango and my syrup into a blender. You can use a handheld blender. I'm really, really fond of using a NutriBullet. I find it really, really convenient. Just mix the two together once the syrup is cool, of course.
Yeah, super.
And the trick to NutriBullet, you're always going to have liquid in here. All right, just let that cool.
Cool down. And today we're using Jamie Oliver cookware, the non-stick frying pans and pot set. Absolutely love them. I think when Jamie Oliver designed this range, he sort of found the perfect size for everything you're going to need to cook, and all the pots are made that perfect size. And non-stick is amazing when it comes to cooking. You can never put anything stuck. You can never burn your rice or burn anything. Nothing sticks to the bottom of this because they are non-stick. And the outside of these are non-stick, the inside is non-stick, so it's just so nice and easy to clean as well.
Nice. If you like your syrup quite tangy, as I do, I sort of put a bit of extra lemon and lime in, and that goes into the NutriBullet as well with your cooled down syrup. And then what we do, just blend that all up. And then the trick with this is you've actually got to put it into a container, into the freezer, sorry. And then you've actually got to take it out after half an hour and just mix it up a bit again, and then put it back in. And then once you're good to go, you actually are going to take it out and you're going to serve it as you like. I choose to serve them in these beautiful, so pretty and colourful, almost like beautiful big gin
And we
glass.
sell these as well. They are beautiful Luigi crystal gin glasses we keep in our stores. They're made in Italy, and the company that makes these makes all the perfume bottles for everybody in the world. They're unbelievably crystal clear. They're dishwasher safe. They are absolutely fantastic. They're not weighty, and it's like a cheap ice cream maker. Just do it yourself in the freezer.
And to me, there's nothing better than just adding a bit of beautiful fresh mint.
Look at that.
Another little quite fun thing to do is even with these sort of tonic waters for beautiful flavors, you could actually add some sweetnesses. You could actually almost make like I don't like the term slush puppy, but you could actually make like a beautiful slush cool down drink as a lovely sort of dessert. You could even serve this with a yogurt. It'd be beautiful, just as a lovely like refreshing morning treat. So this would be great to keep frozen, as you would if you ever make smoothies and you keep frozen fruits and berries and whatnot. This is a beautiful little treat to have in the morning with granola, with your yogurt on the side.
And vegan friendly.
Beautiful.
If you know any vegans coming around. Look at that, eh? How beautiful does that look?
That looks amazing.
Look at me.
So that was
Right.
double time, 20 minutes from start to finish. We've got a fabulous 3-course meal done and dusted. It's just astounding. I think what we need is some close-ups of the actual finished goods. And yeah, it was
And
so
I'm the cook in the family, and I have a proper full-time job. So everything has to be a quick meal. I can't be spending 45 minutes cooking one thing for dinner. Everything is a super fast, quick meal. How beautiful is the calamari?
Like this.
Someone's going to get the
Here's some
prawns.
beautiful prawns to be wild. Absolutely delicious.
And like if you whip that out as a starter for somebody when they're coming for dinner at your home, they're just going to be blown away. How beautiful is that? With the fresh basil and the great dessert as well.
Yeah.
And today we have a couple of mocktails and different cocktail mixes, which is brought to us with a few different flavors. Look how beautiful these are. So rose and cucumber flavored tonic water.
Weekend. This is lovely. I actually had a sample of this weekend. It's lovely.
So beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah. And they
it's-
are local jewel, which is great.
And nice if you want a cocktail,
Stunning.
not during working hours. It's nice and refreshing instead of just drinking water the whole time. These are low in fat and just really great for you. And they do a load of different flavors.
Love orange. That's great. I love individual size can. That's fantastic. Watermelon and cucumber. How beautiful. Stunning.
And that is that, eh?
There we
Dinner,
go.
lunch, cocktails, all in one go.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being on our show today. That was a magnificent show. Wonderful, wonderful dishes. I just think the listeners are coming in saying they'd like to see a close-up of all of those. So if we could just put them in front of the camera. So let's start off with our caprese salad, which is our starter, which was really, really nice. That looked amazing. Fantastic. Just the mozzarella and the tomato with the beautiful balsamic over it. The calamari dish, which looked amazing with the ciabatta bread, that was really, really super. That's fantastic as an entree or as another starter for those who are not vegetarian, they can have that. The prawn dish with the peas and the pasta, fabulous, and that wonderful mango sorbet. So that looks absolutely amazing. Of course, all of us are just so sad that we can't be testing it and trying it with you. But thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Simone. Thank you to our amazing
Absolute pleasure. And it's just in time for lunch, which is amazing time.
Yes,
Thank you
it's
so much for
really
being on the
lovely.
show. Thanks for coming to our kitchen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers, everyone.